And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, October 25th. I am Josh Engleman. I am here to break down a 4-game NBA slate. We don't have to do the 2-gamers on Tuesdays and Thursdays anymore. We're up to 4 games. Much better, in my opinion. So, if you guys are happy about a 4-gamer, and even if you're not, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Good morning, everybody. Looking at chat here. Packed house, as usual. The early morning, the 6:30 start, people. That's not that I don't love everybody that shows up, but everybody that's here out of the gate, always great to see. It's good stuff. Doesn't seem like a lot of happy people in chat from last night. My night was a standard issue night. I got one into the top 1%, so not the best night in the world. I liked where I was at relatively early in the slate. That kind of tumbled away by the end. Desmond Bane hurt me a lot. I didn't really understand the love for Bane yesterday, and he went out and just completely topped it off. So that was pretty annoying. Garuba didn't really bother me all that much. I didn't like him before lock, particularly on FanDuel. So when that change made, I only had 5% or something like that. So I was already ultra light. That one didn't end up really affecting me all that much. I thought Harden was going to hurt me. That ended up being not that big of an issue. It was mostly Bane, but yeah, things were looking, I was pretty happy around 8:30. That went away by 9:30, but we're here, 4-game slate. Dive into something new. Be able to break down this one pretty easily. Okay matchups. It's going to be kind of a weird one, but it'll be fun to talk about. Repping the legend today, so hopefully that'll bring me some good luck. Should be a good time. Let's see. Can I pull this out more? I guess I can. So I've been playing around with what I got in front of me here, because normally double monitor here. One split out to my left, one straight down the center. But I've started opening up my laptop as well to leave open the sort of command center of what I'm doing, so I can see chat, I can see what I'm recording, my view. Then I've got 2 full monitors of just data in front of me. Makes it a little bit easier. Probably just need to make the switch to the massive, 30-something inch monitor. The wife's got one upstairs. She never uses it. It's awesome. Kind of makes me want to just give her the 2 back and take hers, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get some coffee in us because I'm thirsty for it. That's for sure. I'm actually just thirsty in general. Let me hit the last bit of this water. Costco alkaline water. Fucking awesome. Love it. Love it. It's the only thing that forces me to drink. 33 ounces, gone. Bang out 1 or 2 of those. Feeling pretty good. Anyway, if you're here, happy to have you. Let's see what we got going on in here. We have 78 viewers, 35 likes. So out of the gate, you guys doing fantastic. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It's about that time then, right? You guys know the drill. Coffee's here. Cheers, everybody. Early cheers. We're going to hit you with a second cheers. Wanted to let everybody know what's about to happen. If you've got a coffee as well, this is going to be great. If you don't, if it's a water, if it's a beer, you're going liquor today. Interesting start for a Tuesday, but who am I to tell you any different? Today feels like a good food day. I would go for a donut. If anybody's got a donut this morning, congratulations to you. I feel like that would be a good start of the day. I might go get a donut after this. Just feels like that kind of day. But anyway, whatever you've got, pick it up. Join us here. Rise and grind, everybody. It's going to be a good one. 4-game slate. Let's go. Cheers, everybody. Clink. Let's do it. That's pretty damn good. All righty. So let's switch up the banners. Boop. Let's switch up the view. Boop. There we go. Actually, I do this every day. You would think I would learn. We're going back to big. Peep the banners, top of the screen, bottom of the screen, wherever you want to look. BetMGM is the sponsor. This is going to get a little bit easier. Remember how it was tricky these past couple days? Not so fast, my friends. So what I need you guys to do, if you're in a legal betting state and you have not signed up yet at BetMGM, there is a link in the description of this video. Click it, head on over to BetMGM, make a deposit, and then bet $10 on any NBA money line. We're back talking NBA during the NBA. It makes it a lot easier. $10 on any NBA money line. If any team hits a three-pointer, you get $200 in free bets. Someone's going to hit a three. It's a guarantee. The last time there wasn't a three-pointer in a game, I assume they played on a peach basket or they didn't have a three-point line. Just do this. $10 on any NBA money line. Once someone makes a three, it's not going to be immediate, but like that's the trigger. You're going to get $200 in free bets. What's not to like there? Thank you, BetMGM. Hell of a deal. No brainer, guys. Take advantage of it. No brainer. If you can do it, do it. Now we can do it. All right, back into chat. All righty. Ooh, dying for a crunch wrap. Never had one. I don't like vegetables, really. Not the vegetables that go in there. I'm like a leafy greens guy. Not that kind of leafy green, though. I hate lettuce. I guess that's the easier way to say it. Can't do tomatoes. Just a meat and taters kind of guy. But I could do some spinach, some arugula, anything in that. A 50-50 mix, a spring mix. I'm fine there. I hate wet lettuce. It's gross. It's gross. Rob Martin, right? Wait, you were the one that said it, right? Don't crunch wraps have lettuce and tomato in it? Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure they do. Feel free to correct me, though. Wait, sausage, hash browns, scrambled eggs, and cheese? Oh. Interesting. I mean, like, I'm not going to go there and get that, but it's good to know when I'm wrecked. Yeah, I had no idea. The breakfast crunch wraps don't... Okay. Look, I didn't know this. I bet you can get, like, a pretty... Chipotle sauce or something on there would probably be pretty banging. All right. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you. Next time that I'm in a situation where I'm going to be looking for some mobile breakfast, I'm going to give that a run. I don't like stepping on the toes of McDonald's. I like doing a double sausage McMuffin with cheese. That's like my jam, but I'm gonna try that out. All right, let's get into this slate then. First game up for today, the Detroit Pistons, 5-point dogs in Washington, 223 total. As I look at the Pistons, no Alec Burks, no Marvin Bagley. That's one thing we're aware of. So this is just going to be like a standard issue Detroit rotation. Doesn't seem all that crazy. So I've got Sadiq Bey in for 32 minutes. He's averaging 33. I'm going to give him an extra minute, and we'll figure out where to take it later. So up to 33 there. Cade playing 33 minutes a game. I got him in for 34. I'm actually kind of okay with that given the matchup. Jaden Ivey playing 31, 32 minutes. I got him in at 30. I'm going to bump him up to 31. Boyan averaging 31 minutes, has played 30 plus in all of them. I got him in for 33. Actually, I'm going to take him down to 32. Beef Stew playing 28 minutes a game. Jalen Duren playing 20. I mean, this is actually an incredibly easy rotation to handle. So that's always nice. So we need 11 additional minutes. Corey Joseph is a backup. Good. Hamidou Diallo is a backup, sort of. Isaiah Livers is back. He had been out. I'm just going to give him minutes right now. So that's easy. Killian Hayes is playing backup run. I'm going to take 2 minutes from him. We'll get Livers up a little bit more. And, I think I just took an extra minute away from someone. I don't know when it happened. Let's get Livers up to 17. I'm good with what I've got here now. 15, 1, 29, 3. Now we're good here. 1 spillover minute to Kevin Knox, and we're set. I don't think I need to make any changes to rates, but I do want to see what everybody's been doing so far, mostly because of Ivy. This is pretty easy to handle then. I just want to, getting usage right for new guys is really the hardest part. Everything else stabilizes pretty quickly, but getting an idea of usage is interesting. So Cade's at 25. I'm going to knock him down a percentage point. Sadiq Bey is at 18.5. I'm going to knock him down 0.5%. Jaden Ivey has been at 22. I'm going to take him in at it's 22.8. I'm going to cut him down to 22. Jalen Duren is at 18, so I'm happy here with what I have. Steve Stew's at about 18. I'll bump that up a little bit. I do want to make sure I get Boyan right. Boyan usage rate just under 20. I'll lock him in at 21.5. Because I don't think he's going to suddenly be 3% less usage on a team with less talent. Everything else here, though, I feel pretty okay with. I don't really need Killian Hayes' usage rate. I'm going to assume I've got everybody else right here. So we're going to say that's Detroit. Detroit, very easy rotation so far. Washington, I get the sense, is going to be similar. I don't think anybody's out. Yeah, just Corey Kispert, and we've known that Kispert is out. I am going to take a look at Kyle Kuzma's rebounding rate because I think that I have him under projected, but we'll get there in a second. Beal, 36 minutes, easy peasy. We know that. Kuzma, I got in for 34. He's averaging 35, but I think 34 feels most safe. Zinger, I got in for 30. I think I need to make that 31. So there we go. We neutralize there. Did Will Barton start the most recent game? That's what I want to know. They played on the 23rd. Competitive-ish game. Barton did not start. Oh, okay. That's an OT game. So that's Beal at 36. That's Kuzma at 32. That's Porzingis at 32. That's Will Barton at 30 in regulation. So Will Barton is starting and not closing as we expected, which means we got to get Will Barton to 26 minutes, 28 minutes, something like that. They are running a 10-man rotation, but we are going to have to find those minutes. I'm going to take Anthony Gill's minutes away. I'm going to hold Monty Morris in at 26. I'm going to hold DeLon Wright in at 21. I wouldn't be surprised if those were a little bit different. Denny can come down if he's going to just play 3 rotations. I'm going to put him in for 20. That frees me up to get Will Barton up to 27. I think I feel most comfortable with 27 there. I still have 5 minutes left over for Anthony Gill, so that makes things a little bit easier. Because Gafford's just going to back up Porzingis. Rui seems to be playing about 22 minutes a game. I think I've got everybody here the way that I would want. Actually, I'm going to make that 22 to DeLon Wright, 25 to Monty Morris. This feels about right to me. I'm going to look at the Wizards rates as well, just to make sure nothing crazy is happening. They've been healthy so far. Ricky, I don't know what you mean. What notification? Like the notification that the show went live? That's not something I control. That should just happen. Get alerts for my tweets. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. All right, Bradley Beal. Usage rate so far this season, 116 minutes, 25.5. I'll bring him down a little bit. Porzingis has been at 23.5, so I can keep that. Oh, no. I got him at 26.5. I'm going to bring that down to 26. Kuzma 22.5, so he can stay at 23. Will Barton's at 21. I'm going to keep Will Barton at his normal spot. Who's not getting all that much usage? DeLon Wright, Monty Morris, both in the 15s. I'm going to lock DeLon Wright here in at 13. That won't matter too much for anybody. Rui is in the 20s. That's kind of crazy. Bump him up a little bit too. Should be good there. Don't think that I need to change any real assist rates, but I do need to look at Kyle Kuzma's. Wait, hold on. 1, 2. They've really only. The Wizards haven't played any blowout run yet. They've only played 10 guys and 10 guys only. That's kind of wild. Let's minimize that. Don't need it. Let's bring that back. Now, let's grab all the rates so that we could take a look at Kyle Kuzma's rebounding rate, because I think that I might have him under projected, because this dude somehow now is just a lethal rebounder. So we're grabbing assist rate, we're grabbing rebounding rate, and we're grabbing scoring rate just to check out everything. Twitter handle is under my name, at Josh Engleman. I will tweet out the show every morning. That much I can tell you. It's just always going to happen at 6:30. So set an alarm on your phone. Probably not the worst idea. Now, first 2/3. No, that's not. I clicked first 2/3. There we go. This is last 2/3. No, last 2/3. Okay, this is just not. That's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Last 2/3. Oh, last third. I'm a moron. There we go. Makes more sense. All right, so Kyle Kuzma, 9% rebounding rate. I got him in at 9.7. Okay, so I do have him in correctly here. That's fine. Porzingis is at 10.5. That seems fine. Usage or assist rate, Monty Morris is at 10. DeLon Wright is at 6.5. I am going to bump up Monty Morris a little bit. What's Beal, though? 8. Okay, so that can all hold. All right, I feel pretty good about the Wizards. Let's look at game number 1. So first one up here. On the Detroit side, no major priorities. Cade looks good on both sites. 7,900 on DraftKings, 7,700 on FanDuel. He would be the first guy that I'm trying to get to. I think you could work your way through Bay, Boyan, Beef Stew. Not all that enamored with Jaden Ivey for today at 6,800. The price is a little high. These guys don't look all that good on FanDuel either. Young McShula, good morning. Toasted Biscuits, good morning. On the Wizards side, like this one a lot more. Kuzma and Porzingis. Kuzma, Porzingis, Beal, both sites, all good. But Kuzma on DraftKings, Porzingis on both. 7,700 on DraftKings for Porzingis. 7,400 on FanDuel, and you get the power forward eligibility. That stands out to me. I really like Will Barton for 4,400 on DraftKings. If he's going to be closing in a competitive game, ignore the fact that he's at 0.67 fantasy points per minute so far. But I like that first 4. I'm a little bit less interested in Will Barton on FanDuel, but it's a 4-game slate. So you're going to be getting to the Will Bartons and Monty Morris and DeLon Wrights of the world. But the real priorities here are going to be it's Kuzma on DraftKings at 6,900. I mean, $7,800 Beal on FanDuel too. That seems low. Anything in the 20s for a boom on a 4-gamer is going to look pretty good. All right, so let's go to game number 2 now. That's going to be Dallas at New Orleans. Dallas 4.5-point favorites in New Orleans, 220.5 total. On the Dallas side, Facundo Campazzo in. I need to add him. I actually think he's going to step into the rotation pretty quickly. Maybe not today, but quickly. Not Isaiah Quickly, though. That's not even his name, is it? Emmanuel Quickly. Who's Isaiah Quickly? I just made that up, didn't I? It's early, man. 6:51 a.m. What do we got so far? We have 170 viewers, 79 likes. Countdown is on, folks. 8.5 minutes to get us up to 100 likes before 7 a.m. Can we do it? Padres third catcher. I like that. Okay, so this should be pretty easy for Dallas. Has Dallas really only played 2 games so far? Yep, 1-1. Okay. Well, we got Luka in for 35 minutes. I will always feel comfortable there. I've got Dinwiddie in for 29. Seems about right. Dorian Finney-Smith in for 34. I'm fine with. JaVale appears to be playing a little bit less than I would have expected. They played on the 22nd. They got smacked, right? No, they smacked Memphis. JaVale getting into foul trouble, 2-1. Yeah, so JaVale, I actually don't mind 18 there for JaVale. I think that makes some sense. So that's going to be 6 more minutes. Let's say they all go to Maxey at the 4 or at the 5. So now I actually need to free up a little bit of time. I want to get Maxey up to 24, not 22. Which can probably... I'm not taking it from JaVale. I actually want to be able to get to JaVale today on a 4-gamer. I'm going to skip Facundo Campazzo for today until we hear something different, but I think he's going to step in and be a backup point guard and make this a 10-man rotation because they have been running 9. Hardaway in at 26. Yeah, that's right. Josh Green, I have at 16. Yeah, that's right. Christian Wood has been so efficient so far. It's insane. Scoring a point per shot attempt. Reggie Bullock in for 30 minutes. Seems okay. I'm going to take 1 minute away from Josh Green and give it to Maxey. Oh, wait, I have 4 minutes left over? I didn't have to do that at all? Got it. All right, so Maxey in for 23. JaVale in for 18. All right, 3 minutes to Facundo Campazzo it is. At least we get some spillover minutes. Everyone hates Chris. Good morning. All right, let's take a look quickly at Dallas's rates. This will not really tell me much in 2 games. It's not something I want to dig into all that much. I just want to see usage. Luka is at 39%. There's no way I'm going that high. But Christian Wood is also at 36%. Now, that's 49 minutes. But at the very least, I'm not letting Christian Wood's usage rate drop below what it normally is. With him being on the second unit, it's very interesting. I like that stagger a lot. After that, I probably don't need to make any changes to anyone else. Is Dinwiddie doing anything? Dinwiddie's at 22. I'm going to lock him in as well. I'm not the type of guy to give the ball up. Neither is Tim Hardaway. Everybody else can sort of fall into place after that. So I'm going to say Dallas is done. Let's go to New Orleans. Another team that I think is at full strength and that this should be a relatively easy projection. Nope, they're more complicated. Herb Jones questionable, Zion questionable. I totally forgot that Brandon Ingram had a concussion. He's out already, right? Let me just double check it by checking the injury report. 6:30 injury report. Pelicans, Ingram out, Kira Lewis out, EJ Liddell out, Q tag on Herb Jones, Q tag on Zion. I'm going to assume both guys are playing. So let's get BI out of there. Okay, so far in 2 games, Luka and Christian Wood have shared the floor for 31 minutes, which is actually a lot. I mean, just even if we just want to say like it's a split, but they beat the shit out of Memphis. So like that's one quarter that can't be there. They play together a lot, and that they should. That's a very, very lethal combination. They start running pick and pops. That's going to be a problem. If Christian Wood is just simply like the weak side guy, that's going to be a real problem. But yeah, 31 minutes. Christian Wood has played 49 minutes. So 31 of Christian Wood's 49 minutes have been played with Luka, and he still has a 30-something% usage rate. All right, let's hash out the rest of the Pels here. This should be pretty easy. No BI. Like, honestly, having no BI or like having no one of these big guys that isn't Zion is just extra information for some people. I'm going to leave CJ in for 34 minutes. I am going to bump Herb Jones up to 32. I got Alvarado in for 14 for right now. Could get more. I'm going to take Trey Murphy's minutes out just to make the shape of this look a little bit better. I got Joe Val in for 29. That actually feels a little high. What happened on the 23rd? All right, 1-point game against Utah. So this will actually be instructive. 1 foul for Joe Val in his first rotation. 2 more in his second rotation to close out the second quarter. So he had 3 in the first half. Didn't pick one up in the third quarter. Didn't pick one up in the fourth, and then didn't close. They closed with, well, BI got hurt. So then they started the second half with Trey Murphy over BI, which makes me think they're going to start Trey Murphy here. And then they took out Joe Val against the Jazz and closed with Larry Nance, which I think they're going to do a lot just from a switchability standpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and pop Trey Murphy in right away, 30 minutes. I am going to take Joe Val down to 28. If Larry Nance has the opportunity to close, which I do think he does, and against Dallas, it's not going to be JaVale. It's going to be Maxey or Christian Wood. So I actually don't expect Joe Val to close here. So I'm going to go 20 minutes to Nance plus another 2. Have Nance and Joe Val played alongside each other yet? Because that's also an interesting piece. Joe Val, Larry Nance. They've played 4 minutes alongside each other. That's not a lot. I kind of want to go a little bit lower than 28 on Joe Val. That scares me, though. Najee Marshall's just playing a 12-minute rotation. That seems easy. I've got Zion in for 32. I don't know if he can actually play 32, but that's where we're going to be for today. So now we need to add, God, that's the second time that's just happened. My mouse just like randomly zooms me in. It's one of those like Apple Magic mouses. It's just really weird. All right. So it looks like they want to go to Alvarado a little bit more. Against Dallas, that sort of makes sense, although he's probably too small for Luka. So that might be more of like a Dinwiddie pest thing. That said, I do think that there's just enough minutes to go around that he needs to play a little bit more. So I'm going to take Alvarado up to 18. We'll do that to start. Devontae Graham is playing like a standard 13, so that's fine. Who's going to step into this rotation? Because I think they're going to go 10 guys. I guess maybe we just see a little bit more Jackson Hayes. I think that we could see potentially like 2 rotations of Jackson Hayes. That'll allow Najee Marshall to drop down a little bit. And then 6 random minutes. Maybe Dyson Daniels, who I didn't add yet. Is Garrett Temple active? I don't really care where these minutes go. Yeah, I'm just going to throw them to Garrett Temple for right now. Not entirely sure how I want to tweak rates taking BI off, but having Zion now is kind of tricky. Pelicans are in a really interesting spot tonight, guys. By the way, 7:01, did we get there? 102 likes. Look at you guys go. 200 people in the house. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it already. That is the way that we like to start the day, people. Good work. Chris asked Max 1 of Joe Val and Nance. I haven't seen the prices yet. I don't know. Probably. But on a 4-game slate, you're dangerously close to like that being okay. It all depends on salary. We'll talk about it. Damn, I love my coffee so much. It's my favorite part of the day. It really is. Okay, so far this season, CJ's at a 25.5% usage rate. Ingram's at 29. Zion is at 30. I got to bump that up. Joval is at 22. Now, yeah, so SMP, he didn't check back in, but like he didn't, if I remember correctly, he didn't need to either. No, that's not true. They were on the run. No, he did. Did he get hurt in OT? I think that I read that he's okay. Like, I'm almost positive of that. I don't remember where I read that. Maybe I heard it in a pod. But I think he's okay. I'll pay for this statement, but like I'm not worried about it. Yeah, he never came back in. Left with 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Never came back in. Okay, so they were down BI and Zion. No wonder they lost. I feel pretty good with these rates. I just don't know what kind of boost is going to happen with no Brandon Ingram. And like, there's no real way to look into this because you can't just take Brandon Ingram off last year because there's no Zion. And like, it's not as if there's been a lot of minutes played with Brandon Ingram off the floor so far this year. With BI off, Trey Murphy's played 62 minutes of no usage. CJ does get a little bit of a usage bump, which makes sense. Zion's basically the same. Jovel basically hasn't played without him. I'm going to go with this right now. I think I'm okay with this New Orleans rotation. So let's look at this game then. For the Mavs, obviously paying up to an 11-1 Luka or 11-2 Luka looks good. I think Dinwiddie, 5,400 on DraftKings, 5K on FanDuel is the second best option we can get here. I like Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock more on FanDuel than I do on DraftKings. Reggie Bullock, 3,700 in fact, so you're going to need some value. Christian Wood's a tough sell. 7,600 on DK, 8,200 on FanDuel. I think he's just overpriced, but there's clearly a ceiling. 1.71 FanDuel points per minute so far for Wood. I think Maxey would be the guy, or maybe Tim Hardaway, 4,500, kind of sneaky on FanDuel. Now on the Pelican side, this is where things change. They don't look great. They all look very similar, whether that's CJ at 8K, Herb Jones at 4,700, Zion at 8,700. Zion for 8,100 on FanDuel looks a bit better. Trey Murphy's 4,800 on DraftKings. That price tag is going to be a pretty good value. I think people like that. Joval is okay. Nance does not pop at all. So let's talk through this. Let's see, can I move this over here? Okay, so Joe Val is 7,800. Larry Nance is 5K. That's 12,800 on DK, which means if you want them both to be like successful, you need 84 fantasy points combined from the two. 84 fantasy points in what amounts to 48 minutes is a 1.75 fantasy point per minute rate. Can they get there together in their full time? They can. Joe Val's a 1.22 guy, but Larry Nance is a 0.9 guy. It's going to be pretty hard for those guys to get to 1.75 together. I think the salaries are a little too high that I wouldn't want Joe Val and Nance together. You would kind of need Joe Val to go for like 55 and then have Nance go for like a pretty lucky 30 in like 16 minutes. So I don't love it. That's one that's going to really have to take a bunch of stocks, in my opinion. Alrighty, what else do we got here? Game number 3. The Clippers at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder are going to be a real problem here. This game sucks. Oh my God, I didn't even think about it. Oh, this is going to be miserable. This is going to be absolutely miserable. I think the Clippers might be worse to try to project than the damn Thunder, missing everybody. Okay, so no Paul George, no Marcus Morris. Am I reading that correctly? Yes. Paul George out, Marcus Morris out. I mean, that's fine. That is like the most helpful information in the world. Oh my God. I'm so happy that those guys aren't playing. That just takes 2 guys out of the possible rotation and frees up like 60 something minutes. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right. Reggie Jackson, I got in for 26 minutes. That's going to be the best that I can do here. I got Wall in for 22. I feel good there. Ivica Zubac played massive minutes in the opener, down into the low 20s here. No Marcus Morris, I think, is very important. OKC with no Giddey and no Shea. Am I right there? I think that I remember that. They shouldn't have any problems playing a drop coverage with Zubac. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I think they're more than capable of letting Zubac play 32 minutes today. He doesn't normally play that many minutes. I'm going to leave him in for 26, but it would be very easy for him to play here. They don't have... Like, the reason you don't want to go to Zubac in most situations is because you don't want to get him caught up in the pick and roll all that much. You want to switch that. When Josh Giddey and Shea aren't playing, I think that Zubac can handle whatever pick and roll the rest of these morons from OKC are going to run. So I am going to stick with 26 minutes. This does feel like a spot now where you're going to get a bit more of Robert Covington at the 5. So I'm going to take him up to at least 22 minutes as Zubac's backup. I think that he could conceivably play even 2 minutes more. I've got Norm Powell in for big time minutes. He played 22, 32 with no Wall, no Leonard, and 21. I think anytime you see Paul George or Kawhi Leonard not on the floor, that you're going to get 30 minutes out of Norm Powell. Luke Kennard played 24, 28, and 18. This is another spot where, like, I think we're just going to get like 24 out of Luke Kennard. I think Terrence Mann now probably has to play a little bit more. Probably gets like 18 minutes. I'm going to stick with 24 on Kawhi in this spot with no PG until we hear any different. Nick Batum played upwards of 28 minutes when 2 guys were hurt. I'm going to take him up to 24 as well. That leaves me 22 additional minutes. Seems like Amir Coffey is the next guy available. I'm going to give him 10 minutes. But now I'm a man short, and I don't know where those minutes are going to go. So I need to really think about this. Well, I can give more minutes to Amir Coffey for sure. I I think that I can take Terrence Mann up to 20. That leaves me 6. I'm going to leave 6 spillover minutes to Brandon Boston. I think Norm Powell is going to end up having like a really ridiculous usage rate here, but there's no way to really tell. So I'm going to say when Paul George has been off, Norm Powell has played 11 minutes. Fantastic. What has Kawhi done usage-wise? Kawhi's usage in 42 minutes, 26. Okay, I'm actually going to leave this right here where it is. I actually want to bump up John Wall's usage. I think he could soak a little bit of that up. But I don't really want to make any rate changes. I want Norm Powell to get some shots. I want Reggie Jackson to get some shots, although might not be Reggie Jackson season anymore. I'm going to stick here for the Clippers. I don't feel great about it. I'll hash it out with Adam on the deeper or on the strategy show. Tough rotation to try to project, but I feel pretty comfortable with where we just landed. And then we get to OKC. This should be really thrilling. Okay, so we got to take Giddey away. We got to take Shea away. This is going to be brutal. Who started on the 23rd when Shea was out? So it was Giddey. So that's got to get replaced. Robinson, Earl, Dort, Kenrich Williams, Trey Mann. I'm cutting this entire rotation. What are we doing here? Let's start from scratch. Okay, so Trey Mann is going to start at point guard. That is just happening. Let's give him 30 minutes. We'll see if we need to give more. Obviously, Lou Dort is going to play 31 minutes, something like that. So we'll pop him in as well. We get Kenrich Williams and JRE both need minutes. Kenrich has been playing about 20 a game. I'm going to give him 22. When you're down 2 guys, it matters. JRE at the center spot. I'm going to go 24. And now we start guessing. So, first guy off the bench, first 2 guys off the bench for their last game were Poku and Aaron Wiggins. Seems like Aaron Wiggins is probably likely to fall into the biggest chunk of minutes here. I'm going to give Aaron Wiggins 22 minutes. I think we get a rotation or 2. Let's get Poku some minutes at the 4. Poku came in for JRE, actually. But how many did he pick up? Just immediate fouls, or did he get bludgeoned? -8 in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and they took him out. That makes sense. So he was Jeremiah Robinson Earl's backup. They had to take him out and go to basically Ousmane Dieng. So Ousmane Dieng has played a decent chunk of time. He did play alongside. Oh my God, this team's rotation is a mess. I'm going to say Ousmane Dieng plays 18. I think I'm going to give 12 to Muscala. Baisley's just barely playing. Feels like he has to play now. That's 10 guys. Isaiah Joe probably sees the floor this time. That's 11. Okay, so of everybody I have in here now, I just have to give more minutes out. Oh, no, I'm missing somebody. Give me a second. Who am I missing for OKC? Lindy Waters. Got it. Who can I override? Marquise Chris. Lindy Waters. Maybe it's Lindy Waters, actually. How many guys are on this damn team? Do the Thunder have 1,000 dudes? Who do we have projected in? Oh, Lindy Waters has a dumb name. Sorry, Lindy Waters. Didn't realize you were also Lindy Waters the third. Now we're dancing. First 2/3. Lindy Waters. 16 minutes. Give one more to Joe. I mean, this is a crapshoot, guys. This is a crapshoot. Let's look at the Clippers. We'll see if we need to make any changes here. So for the Clippers, really like Norm Powell. Norm Powell's 3,900 on FanDuel. Are you kidding me? Why is Norm Powell 3,900? I mean, if he's not 70% owned today, something's wrong. That's the stupidest price I've ever seen. Even if you think he's playing 20 minutes, he's not a $3,900 guy. What are we doing here? Oh my God, that's dumb. I thought 4,800 on DraftKings was half stupid. Nick Batum is 3,200 on DK. There's a value play you want to go to. I mean, the good thing about this Clippers team is they have cut all the prices. Like, Kawhi's still expensive. He's only 7K on FanDuel, but I would assume I'm going to have 100% Norm Powell tonight. He basically, if I'm right and Norm Powell plays 30 minutes, he can't fail. He legitimately couldn't fail. I'm going to have all of the Norm Powell today. No doubt about it. On FanDuel, it's tough. Like, Powell looks good, like, incredible. Zubats is fine. Reggie Jackson is fine. Kawhi Leonard looks okay. Kennard, Batum, Covington. You can't go to Wall. Too expensive, in my opinion. That is the no-brainer of all no-brainers. Assuming Norm Powell just starts for Paul George, which to me makes the most sense. But even if he doesn't, even 24 minutes projected of Norm Powell is preposterous at 3,900. Best play of the day. Not close. It's Norm Powell on FanDuel. And probably pretty close on DraftKings. That is insanity. You can make a case for any Clipper, obviously. Terrence Mann can be sneaky at 3,700 if he falls into a bunch of extra time for Paul George. If you think Covington is closing, 4,100 on DraftKings, 4,400 on FanDuel. I mean, Zubats should destroy the boards against OKC. Like, Zubats is like a 20% rebound guy. The best rebounding rate I have for anybody on OKC is 14%. Zubats is going to own the boards. If OKC is just out there clank, 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 clank with all their trash players, Zubats is going to clean up if he's out there. Unquestionably, Norm Powell. On the OKC side, it's got to be Trey Mann. 5,500 on DK, 4,800 on FanDuel. You have to assume he's just stepping into the point guard role here. I think I'm handing out too much usage right now to some of these guys. I don't really know how to walk that back. We do need to remember this. This is going to be one talking point that I need to get to. I'm going to pull it up now. including last year, I know, because I know I got into this problem a lot. I'm going to say when, where is it? Where are these names? With Josh Giddey off and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander off, when Lou Dort is on the floor, again, I'm just looking at last year and then anything that showed up this year. Giddey off, Shai off, Dort on, 188 minutes, 28% usage to Lou Dort. Massive usage bump for Lou Dort. No reason to suspect that doesn't continue at least a little bit. I don't want to go too high because I've already got him at 24, but keep in mind, Dort gets a giant usage bump when those guys aren't around. Think he looks good at 6K and 6,200, but he's probably a little bit overpriced. Trey Mann is my other preferred option. Kenrich Williams, 4,100 on DK, 3,600 on FanDuel. There's certainly minutes to go around. I got 12 guys projected in. You know, they played basically that many guys in all of these games, so hard to want to go to much else. Like Aaron Wiggins, if he starts, is going to be interesting. 3,100 DraftKings, 3,600 FanDuel. What a game, folks. What a game. Alrighty, what do we got here? Final game coming up next. We've got 262 people in here, 140 likes. You guys are the best. Let's run off one more game, and then we can run some crunches and see where we really stand for this one. Golden State and Phoenix. At least this one's easy. At least this one's a lot easier. Golden State Warriors, 2.5-point dogs in Phoenix. I know Dante DiVincenzo is out. DiVincenzo going to be out for 6 games with a hamstring. Iggy out. Doesn't matter. They can fill this in pretty easily. Moses Moody's just going to step right into 18 minutes. There's nothing easier to talk about. Steph in at 34 minutes. Jordan Poole I've got in at 28. I got Clay in for 25. He played 27, so I'm obviously going up to 28 on Clay. 20 for Looney. That's really not going to change. It is an okay Looney spot, but they'll probably go to Draymond at the 5 to close. Wiseman, I don't want to get too crazy with Wiseman minutes because there's no upside to James Wiseman. He's never going to close a game. 27 for Draymond. Feels like a spot where that gets to 29 now. Got Wiggins in for 33. That feels good. JaMychal Green in for 18. Minga playing minimally. 18 for JaMychal Green feels oddly high. But I think he has to get that now. 6 minutes left over for... I don't have anybody else to give spillover minutes to. That's kind of annoying. I didn't add Ryan Rollins or Patrick Baldwin to this team. I might actually have to give them to Iggy. Yeah, 6 spillover to Iggy. I'm going to take a look at Golden State's rates so far, just in case. Can't imagine this matters, but I do want to see what Poole and Curry have been doing. What are we doing here? Oh, I don't want last year. Shit. Nope. There we go. All right. So far, 100 minutes of Curry, 32% usage rate. I will bump him up a bit. Wait, what is this? Where'd he go? Yeah, 32% usage rate. I'm going to go up to 31 on Curry. Wiggins has been at 22. I feel fine with 21.5. Jordan Poole's been at 23.5. I feel good at 24. Clay, I'm sure, is at up 1,000%. Yeah, 25. Okay, so everybody else's usage rate looks fine. I'm okay with everything else here for Golden State. which means we can move to Phoenix, which is also going to be pretty easy to handle. The Phoenix side is just no Jay Crowder. We already know that. We got Chris Paul in for 31 minutes. He's actually playing more than that, so I'm going to give him 32, especially in this matchup. I got 35 in for Booker. He's playing way more than that, so I'm going to 36. We've got Ayton in for 32. That feels like what's going to happen on a day like today. Jock Landale is the backup center, getting 16. We've got Cam Johnson playing way less than I was expecting. Who the hell has been closing for Phoenix if Cam Johnson's not closing? All right, so they beat the tar out of the Clippers. Cam Johnson did close. Is that foul trouble? 1 foul, 3 fouls, 4 fouls. Okay, so he came out in the third quarter, missed like 6 minutes of a rotation. I'll probably just set him in at 30. Damian Lee has been playing a bunch. Oh, Landry Shamet is back. I'm going to give him 14 minutes, and that'll be it. Easy. Easy game. Easy game. All right, let's look at Phoenix's rates quickly, and then we can pack this in. Played in game, Devin Booker. I mean, Damian Lee isn't closing. He literally wasn't part of the closing lineup in their most recent game. He closed once on the 21st. That's not going to be a long-term thing. Didn't he close because what happened there? And Cam Johnson got hurt and Damian Lee closed. That's the only reason that happened. Cam Johnson got hurt, left the game, Damian Lee closed. When Cam Johnson is healthy, he closed the most recent game. Damian Lee is not closing games for the Suns unless more people aren't healthy. Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Booker usage 29%. That looks good. Ayton's at 25. That's interesting. I'm going to bump him up a little bit. What else here? Chris Paul, I have been at 19. He's been at 16. That's kind of scary. Which means, well, Cam Payne's been on the ball a little bit more. Bump that up a bit. This all looks pretty good. Let's check it out. Final game. Golden State Warriors. Okay, Bilal, Johnson's not out. Josh Okogie's not playing for a guy that's starting and playing 30 minutes. All right, on the Warriors, no surprise for me here. I never really think these guys grade out all that well. Curry and Draymond, probably my two favorite guys on DK. I can't imagine wanting to spend 10-4 on FanDuel for Curry. Draymond at 5,900. I just think Draymond's ripe to play like 2 extra minutes here. That's all. But I don't think Golden State looks very good at all. Nobody projected for 5x on either site. And then on the Phoenix side, everything looks incredible. DeAndre Ayton, 6,700 on DK, 7K on FanDuel. That's, without question, my favorite option from Phoenix. Booker looks good. Bridges looks good. Paul looks good. Chris Paul for 7K on DraftKings looks really good, actually. Cam Johnson is 4,800 and 4,300. Love the starters for Phoenix. That might be the best starting lineup we've seen. But the only thing that matters now is running crunches. For the 275 people that are up in this piece, thank you guys so much for being here. Another great show, another great crowd here. I do this for you guys. It's so much fun to do this show. I love doing it. All right, so we've got 86 guys in the player pool today. Let us run. Wow. I've got Luka 12 points ahead of anyone else on this slate. 12. That's nuts. I mean, I think Luka's going to be in everything because I don't think it's going to be possible to make that up. Curry's not going to be in anything because of that. It's going to be impossible for me to want to get to Curry over Luka. But we'll see. All right. Optimal lineups. Here we go. This is FanDuel. Optimal lineup, 323.65. So by a full point, technically 0.99. Luka, Trey Mann, Beal, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Norm Powell, Zion, Porzingis, DeAndre Ayton. You're not going to see me complain about that one at all. I think that looks really good. It all makes sense. Scares me a little bit on the Thunder. Maybe it's a little too heavy on the Suns. I actually kind of like that second lineup. Give up the point, but switch from Bridges to Dinwiddie. Now we'll look at power rankings. This is just going to be the Luka show. There's going to be enough value out there to make it really easy to get to Luka. And because of his price tag, or because of his projection, his raw point ceiling is just so much better than everybody else's. I mean, Curry's still going to be owned, don't get me wrong. Curry's just a guy where I probably really won't have him most nights. And then when I do, I'm going to be under the field. And I'm just like 1 out of every 10 days, I'm just going to get, or like maybe 1 out of every 2 out of every 10 days, 1 out of every 5 days. Let's reduce fractions. 1 out of every 5 days, I'm just going to not have Steph. All right, so you can see it on the left-hand side. Luka Doncic, very, very easy. He is number 1. Kristaps Porzingis is 2. I didn't expect that, but power forward center just makes it really easy on today's slate. DeAndre Ayton 3, so that combo looks good. Zion is 4, but you can see it's Luka, huge drop. Porzingis, pretty big drop. Ayton, Zion, Booker, Cade, Beal, Paul, Kuzma. That's everybody 30 or higher. Even with how good of a play I think Norm Powell is at 3,900, he's still right on the edge of everything at 30 minutes. Looks so good. So good. Love Luka today. Impossible to want to get away from him. I mean, he's just going to be involved in everything. Now we go to DraftKings. We can close this bad boy out. Let's grab the DK projections. DraftKings, here we go. Optimal on DK. 275.72. That's going to be the optimal by 0.83. Luka, Trey Mann, Norm Powell, Kyle Kuzma, Nick Batum, Chris Paul, Cam Johnson, DeAndre Ayton. Like, I love that optimal. 3 Suns, no Warriors is terrifying, but it's a cash game, not a GPP, so that's fine. Let's take a look then at the power rankings before we get out of here. Been great having you guys. Another fantastic show in the books. I mean, getting to 280 people at this time of the day, I don't mean to say this the way that it's going to come out of my mouth, but it's true. I see a lot of content in this industry out there that's not going to get 280 concurrent viewers at the most peak time they can possibly find. For me to be able to have you guys in here at 7:30 a.m., 4:30 on the West Coast, I basically cut this country in half and still kill it. It's the best show in the industry. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much. I think the deeper dive is exceptional as well. It's a different kind of show at that point in time. They're the 2 best things that exist. Nobody's got this. I take pride in it. And I take pride in it because of you guys. You guys are the reason this show is as good as it is. DraftKings power rankings. DeAndre Ayton is my number 1 guy right now. Kyle Kuzma, 2. Luka Doncic, 3. Always going to be lower on DraftKings than FanDuel because of the positional flexibility. You'll force individuals on FanDuel a little bit more. That's why you see Luka so much higher. So Ayton, Kuzma, Doncic, Paul, Porzingis, that's the top 5. Cade Cunningham, basically the same as Porzingis, so that's top 6. Booker, Beal, Mann, and Bridges round out the bottom of the top 10. That's where we're at, folks. Another one in the books. Let's go big. Bang. And bang. We got one, folks. Easy Tuesday. Nothing crazy. We'll have a long one again tomorrow. We'll get an easy one again on Thursday. It's a fun slate, honestly. There's a lot of trickery in that Clippers game. I'm excited for the slate. Already registered. Going to be a good one. I am on the strategy show this morning with Adam. I'm on the deeper dive this afternoon with Adam. We are going to break this one down pretty aggressively twice today. If we get any additional injury news throughout the day, keep your eyes peeled for that. But definitely want to try a breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell. That sounds delicious now that I know that they don't have vegetables in them. That's all we need to know, though, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't hit the like button, hit it on the way out. Shout out to BetMGM for being the presenting sponsor. Link is in the description. This was The Process.